which they worship in the hall of Chaldea. He died in verse 44, and he could not continue the journey. And God said, no, for you to continue as a son, I have to change your name, which is connected to your ancestor. And God changed him from Abraham to Abraham. Abraham means contentious father. Abraham means father of many nations. If your name has to be changed spiritually, may the Lord change you in the name of Jesus. People can break covenant. People can change name. But people cannot change their bloodline. I repeat, among all these three areas, there are people who are connected to the ancestor. You can break the covenant. If a covenant is connecting you like me, my ancestor, they call them, I will say it in African Swahili, that will tell it in English. Or my telling job, meaning that children who will spread carpets and sit down and begin to talk. And no wonder every male child except this one that is sitting there, okay, talk pa. And I was number second after my father. My father's brother can talk from morning to night. So when I saw that, I said, this is a covenant. And the reason, and that thing affected me several times. Even affected me in my former ministry when I was telling to people that God said I should go and do this. So they started working against me. May people not use the word of your mouth against you. Amen. In the name of Jesus. Amen. So if you find yourself talking too much and your mama talks too much too, there's a covenant of talkativeness that is driving your family crazy. And it will take blessings away from you. People rose against me. How can they say God called him to do something? And they were not there when God actually called me. But my mouth, Proverbs 13:3 says, he that keepeth his mouth, keepeth his life. He that openeth his mouth wide shall enter into destruction. Your mouth will not kill you. Yeah. I say your mouth will not kill you. Yeah. In the name of Jesus. Yeah. I started praying. See, every covenant of talking too much, connecting me to my ancestor, Lord, break it. And it has been broken. That's why I don't tell people again what is going on in my life. But the one that is difficult, which only another bloodline can destroy, is the connectivity by bloodline. Let me quickly tell you 10 facts about blood. People can break covenants. People can change name. But people cannot break bloodline. So let me tell you facts about blood. You can break covenants. Some of you are seated here, even though you are Americans, there are covenants in some people. Some people with covenant of their ancestors that everyone at the age of 15, 16 must become pregnant and become teenage father. Some people in America, the covenant of their family is that someone must be raped. They will molest someone in the family. They will harass someone. They will violate somebody. If you are here and you are Americans, and you notice the series of same events in your family, that is the covenant of your bloodline. You need to break it. Some family, it is lunacy. Someone must have a psychiatric problem in every generation. Some family, they must have experience of marriage and divorce and remarriage. Some family, the covenants they have, their sense of have, is that one person must go to prison in the family. Someone has to go to prison. Some family here in America, the covenant of the marriage is of their ancestor is that they will not go beyond high school. It's only high school. No college. Nobody will go to college. If anyone tries to go to college, some power will bring him down. Come down. No one in your family has been to college before. And it will just drop. Because a covenant is speaking. But both covenants and names can be changed. I know a woman that did deliverance for a woman. And I was so shocked. The Lord asked me to ask the woman. I said, you've married before? She said, yes, I've married before. And I married second time. The same thing happened to the daughter. Now the daughter has taken the covenant to another level, changed name again. I know that's the trouble. All covenants and names that connect us to our ancestors can be overcome. But the one that is tough, that requires violent prayers, is covenant by the bloodline. Before you know what is bloodline, let me tell you some facts about blood. Number one, blood can cry. Blood can cry. In Genesis chapter 4, verse 10, the Bible says, the blood of thy brother Abel cried out of the ground. Blood can cry. If your great grandparents have killed slaves in this country, blood will cry. Some years ago, about 3 years ago, in North Carolina, and I cried that day. People came into the church for Bible study. And this guy stood by the door. He allowed them to finish the Bible study. And they were coming out, and he took his gun and he killed 13 people. 13, including a congressman. And he doesn't kill because of racism. He killed both white and black. When I saw it on the news, I was worried that what will make a man to go to the house of God and start killing people? This is not in the mall, it's not in a bar, it's not in a clubhouse, in the house of God. And the Lord said, do you know the story of that same city where this is? I said, no. So go and search. And I discovered that that city has witnessed the blood of innocent slaves in the past. A lot of slaves were killed in that city than any part of America. Don't forget that slavery stopped later in the southern states. In the northeast, it stopped quickly. From New York to New Jersey to Delaware to Maryland, Pennsylvania to Connecticut, Rhode Island, they stopped. But from North Carolina to South Carolina, Florida, they continued slavery. Slavery did not stop. And they continued. And when slaves were trying to free themselves, they killed them and wasted their blood. And the blood is now crying against them. I am praying for someone that is here. If your ancestors have wasted blood of innocents in the past, and the Lord is crying judgment against you, that blood is silent. In the name of Jesus, that blood is silent. That blood is silent. That blood is silent. In the name of Jesus. Number two. Blood has life. A man can lose his leg and be alive. I've seen people who lost their 2 legs, veterans. I've seen people who lost 1 hand. I've not seen a man that loses a lot of blood and be alive. In Leviticus chapter 17, verse 11, the Bible says, I have given you flesh to eat, for the life of the flesh is in the blood. Blood has life. When God made a man in the Garden of Eden, He breathed into him. That breath was captured by blood. Blood was the most sensitive part of our body. Some people live with only 1 kidney and they are okay. Some people even donate their kidney to people who do not have, and they are alive. Some people have sick liver, sick kidney, pancreas, and they are still doing okay. They are not dead. I've not seen someone who lost a lot of blood and alive. Life is inside the blood. Fact number 3 about blood. Blood cannot and must not be eaten. Blood cannot and must not be eaten. In America, I told you my first week in America, after I fasted, they took me to steakhouse. He said, Pastor Emily, he said, have done. or medium? So I didn't know. I said, half done. When they brought this meat, his blood all over the center, red. I'm sure the Jesus of Nazareth. They said, sir, you requested for half done. I said, no, take it back. Make it done and done and done and done. God did not permit us to eat flesh and the blood. In the book of Leviticus chapter 7 verse 26 rather. Say, thou shalt not eat flesh with blood. Leviticus 7, don't worry, follow me. 7 verse 26. And let me read it from here. The Bible says there, in verse 26, are you there? So, moreover, ye shall eat no manner of blood. You shall eat no manner of blood, whether it be of fowl, of beast, in any of your dwelling. When I first came, I have to do deliverance of myself. The people that picked me from the airport, oh, Pastor, okay, come. They took me to Food Lion in Maryland. So I bought chicken and I bought buy one, get one free. 15 pieces. So I didn't know how to do it. I just put them in the microwave and put some sauce. I was so happy. Chicken. Just put sauce. Rinse it, put sauce in the microwave. When it comes, it looks good, I eat. But when I crush the bone, I see blood. So I didn't know. And until I saw this. I said, what? Maybe he's just getting into it, he's laughing with me. Praise the Lord. Blood is not permitted. The only people that can eat blood are witches and wizards. Isaiah 49 verse 24 to 26. Those are the people who are allowed to eat blood, witches and wizards. They are called the eaters of the flesh. In Isaiah 49 in verse 26. Number 4. Blood is used for sacrifice. Blood is used for sacrifice. Exodus 23:18. Blood is used for sacrifice. Any kind of sacrifice, either religious sacrifice, satanic sacrifice, witchcraft sacrifice, occultic sacrifice, there is blood in use. Even we as Christians, as believers, born again, Jesus offered his blood as a sacrifice on the cross. That is why cross is also an altar, because it's a place of slaughter. It's a place where blood gushed out of the body of Jesus. After they crucified him, a part aside of the blood coming from the hands and the leg where they put nails, some soldiers, they took spear and they put it by his side, and water and blood came out aside of the nails on his hand on the cross. So for Jesus to become a sacrificial lamb and be slaughtered and blood to come out of his body, one soldier just picked a spear and went to the cross where he was hanging and pierced his body with the spear on his side. And that's why Isaiah 55 makes us to know that because of our sins he was wounded, and by stripes we are healed. Blood came out of his body. So in Hinduism, Shintoism, animalism, Christian Science, any religion can talk about blood is used as sacrifice. I know how to, before I gave my life to Christ, I know how to take a fowl. I'm not going to talk of fowl here. When you make a fowl, you make some satanic incantation on it. You use your mouth, yank it off, and the blood spilled into your mouth. And you take it and pour it upon your head, and drag the fowl on the floor all around you to make it semicircle. and release a spell against somebody, it will stand unless he knows how to pray. You say, I scattered this marriage. If those people do not know how to pray, within 24 hours, that marriage will scatter. Because blood is used for sacrifice. If they have used any blood of any animal as a sacrifice against your life, the sacrifice shall backfire. It shall backfire. It shall backfire. In the name of Jesus. Even in America, you don't know. You think they don't do sacrifice in America? They have started here. There's a place at the back of my house where we used to go for exercise. So when we go there, it's like almost a night. And say, Pastor, okay, we'll be praying, speaking in tongues, praying, we'll be jogging. Sometimes my mother will go too. She'll be coming slowly. I've dragged Pastor Mrs. but she doesn't like to go. So I left her alone. So we'll go there. So one day I went alone. And one white man was standing on the tree, was looking at something. So he was shocked. So I was just coming, speaking in tongues, praying. And I saw him stand, so I stood. He said, come, see. And I got close, and it was a sacrifice. He didn't know. He was taking a picture, to an American. So he doesn't, oh wow, see this is strange. And I was taking the picture. I said, man, sir, do you know what you're looking at? I said, I just saw blood, oil, tasting, and pennies, and all these things. I said, I'm from Africa, that's sacrifice. He said, oh, you're not affect me. I said, you already saw it, I don't know what's going to happen to you. So you're in trouble. And it was a sacrifice of 5 small oranges formed in a circle and a bottle of red oil turned upside down with 6 pennies, those yellow coins, called penny, right? With 6 pennies and just a drop of blood in America here. And it's an occultic person that was delivered. I knew what that meant. I just shook my head. As in now we have voodoo and sacrifice in America. Number 5. Blood can make an atonement. But blood can make an atonement. An atonement is covering of sin, not removal. That's called an atonement. Blood can make an atonement. Exodus 29:36. In fact, in Israel, there is what they call National Day of an Atonement, at which all the nations of the world can be doing it, where the whole country will come together and make sacrifice for their sins. They do it in the Bible. All Israel as a nation, they gather together, and the priests make an atonement of sacrifice of bulls as a forgiveness of the sins of the nation. You can see this in the book of Leviticus chapter 16. And you read from verse 1 to 7. It is called National Atonement for the nation. And which one day our president here, Donald Trump, will declare one day, he say it's a day of repentance and atonement by the blood of Jesus. And nobody should go to work. You will see that even some Christians will start to stone the man. And they'll go to Twitter to curse him. And say, why are you doing that? This is a country with many religions. Says who? This is a country that was founded by faith. The founding fathers. Plus some blood on the ground. Number 6. Blood is an instrument of deadly covenant. Blood is an instrument of deadly covenant. All covenant is easy to break. The covenant by blood is tough to break. Where I was born in Africa, if you love a girl, you are dating a girl and she loves you, and maybe you're suspecting she might leave you one day and you don't want her to leave you. All what you need to do is to get a razor or a pin and punch the finger, punch your horn, and blood comes out and you join it together. Put the finger in her mouth. She put her finger in your mouth and you lick it. No demon can separate you. But if this lady happens to have American visa and leave Africa to come to America, and you are there in Africa, you have no visa, and the lady see McDonald's, Burger King, and all the good things of America, she will forget you, but she will suffer the consequence of that blood covenant. She will suffer for it. If you want to know what we have, meet me on Wednesday when I'll be doing Bible study on blood rituals and covenants on Wednesday. Then you can learn more about that. Blood rituals and covenants. Some of you, when you were young, you will carelessly make such covenants. Blood, in the book of Exodus 24, and I read this from here. Exodus 24 verse 8. The Bible says, and Moses took the blood and sprinkled it upon people and said, behold the blood of the covenant which the Lord has made with you concerning all these words. Do you know that the blood of Jesus is also the blood of our covenant with God? Blood is an instrument of deadly covenant. That is why if you are a man here and you in the past you disvirgin a woman and the blood from her private part wets your private organ and you didn't marry that lady, you are in trouble because you are already into covenant with that lady, you disvirgin. Okay, that is why if you disvirgin anyone, especially and you don't marry the person, when you're in the high school, middle school, you are doing what you like, you took someone that is underage, you break the hyphen, you disvirgin her, and blood came out and wet your private organ. You are joking. You are under a deadly covenant. That is how many men in this country, their lives are upside down. Because they like to sleep with 15, 16, 17-year-old girls. And they have got into covenant. And if you have done more than one person, you have your covenant times 2. And you have bondages that follows it. Number 7. Blood can be avenged. Blood can be avenged. In Genesis 9 verse 6, the Bible says, if a man shed the blood of another man, by another man his own blood shall be shed. Blood can be avenged. That is why if you say, Pastor, her daughter was